Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're covering multiple cool things of news. Honestly, this is like a weird one. We don't really have like one big thing, but it's three smaller things that all kind of combine in like quite a lot of news for tonight, which is really cool. So we're gonna go through this brand new V Jump promo that got its effects officially revealed tonight. We're also gonna go through the next core set, which basically just drops its name and its release date for the OCG, but that still can matter. And also a new structure deck announcement we'll talk about too. That one's pretty spicy as well. But let's start off by going through our new card here. This is our new V Jump promo. This is Arcus, the Shining Mars Saint. The artwork on him's pretty dang cool. Yeah, he looks sweet. He does look cool. There, he is a level 5 light Pyro. Ooh, does that make him searchable off of chaotic elements? I think it does. Extra synergy there. 2000 attack, 1800 defense, nothing crazy. You can special summon this card via the way of its first effect once per turn. And its second and third effects are also hard once per turn. If you have a face-up card in your spell and trap zone, you can special summon this card from the hand. That's pretty free, though. I actually like this. This is just really, really free from the hand. There are so many decks that have a... let's see. It does say spell and trap zone specifically, so field spells should not apply to this, I don't think. So you're looking at continuous spells really being the main breadwinner here, or even Pendulum should turn this on as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? This just says any face-up card in a spell and trap zone, which I think the Pendulum zones count as. I think this should still qualify that as your setup to summon this out. So pretty free level 5 extender. Don't hate it. You can target one face-up spell and trap you control, spell or trap you control, destroy it and this card, then draw one card. Interesting as well, if you have something that kind of gives you some extra synergy when it's removed from the field or destroyed specifically, being able to get some value off of that. You are giving up 2 cards on field to draw 1, so you definitely need to be getting some bonus value off of this, but there's a world where this effect does come up for sure. And if this card is destroyed, you can target one Exceed monster you control, attach this card to it. So again, this card is clearly designed for K9. You know what I mean? It's a level 5 extender. K9 itself has a very, very searchable continuous spell in its archetype. It is a search card itself, so you play it at 3 in some cases if you're playing a heavier K9 build, and your, I think, main rank 4 can just search it anyway. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Just ranking, or not rank 4, rank 5. So just making a rank 5 can get you to it. It's also potentially, a card you play at 3 in the main deck anyway. You should have pretty easy access to this card, and you're just playing Exceeds, right? So this card being able to attach itself, that's just bonus synergy, bonus materials. We don't hate it, especially because it triggers its third effect off of this second effect. So nothing crazy, like not a crazy card, but like potentially as a chaotic elements, which is a search card you might play in K9 decks anyway. Being able to just have like you know what I mean? This is a one of where there are random scenarios where this level 5 extender that just jumps on the field super, super easy actually does come up. I could see a world where this card is actually playable in those situations, but he doesn't blow me away, but he could be a nice card for random scenarios where you just need that extra level 5 body for sure. All right, next up you have our brand new core set announcement. This is Burst Protocol, the next OCG core set to come after Doom of Dimensions. Its release date in the OCG is set for October 25th. So we'll probably get this December-ish, maybe early January, late December, something in that range. We tend to fall 3-ish months behind, although sometimes Konami throws it out the window. We're only 2 months behind sometimes they're 4 months behind sometimes, you know what I mean, somewhere in that range. But from Burst Protocol, very interesting name to this set. I didn't take any time to really search what like monsters or cards in the game that like Burst or Protocol could really allude to. I don't think there's too much going on there. Burst kind of makes me think of kind of rockets, like they kind of gives me rocket vibes a little bit, just based off of that noise, that first word, and what that could link to in terms of just archetypes that we know exist and are anime related. There are multiple cards that might have synergy there. But then you get to Protocol, and Protocol just makes me think of Altergeist. I don't think they would do Altergeist. I'm not sure Altergeist was ever quite big enough in the anime as far as just being like fully relevant. Like normally with core sets, we're talking like top fan favorites and most relevant characters. Normally is what it takes to kind of end up on the top there. I also didn't watch Vrains super closely, so maybe someone corrects me and says, nope, Altergeist is actually super relevant in Vrains. And maybe that opens the door for them. They did also get like 4 or 5 new cards. Like not super recent, but what, 2 3 years ago. So would they really give them a whole nother 8 card suite of cards? I don't know, but there are what do they have? They have Altergeist Protocol. What is this? This is Execute Protocol. This is a Boral card, so kind of in that rocket frame of mind. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, is rockets and Altergeist is kind of what this name is kind of alluding to me. Rocket seems more likely just because seems like a much bigger anime relevant archetype overall, but I wouldn't take Altergeist off the table yet. Or maybe there's a world where Rocket gets the cover core support and maybe Altergeist is also in there with some new stuff. Their new support they got a couple of years ago was solid. It got them to like fringe rogue stuff, but it really did increase their speed and what they're able to do. They just need to kind of tie it all together a little better, I think, with another wave. But that's solid. And then our final piece of news here is a new pre-constructed deck, the Chronicles deck, the Fallen and the Virtuous. So this is basically like a pre-constructed kind of like structure deck here. Concept based around enjoying the world building and setting of a theme. This will debut the Chronicles deck, the Fallen and the Virtuous, based on the second Yu-Gi-Oh card game, the Chronicles promotional animated short series. With the same name. The product not only includes monsters and spells and traps featuring the principal characters of the Fallen and the Virtuous, so based around Ecclesia and ALBAZ, of course, but it contains 4 brand new artworks of existing cards as well. Very fun there. As well as 2 brand new cards to expand the world building and the setting. So very interesting. So kind of like a structure deck idea, but instead of 8 new cards, only 2. Which it is what it is. They are at least offering some of the alt art, so that does give players some other new things to go after, as opposed to being like, here's a whole structure deck you got to pay for, even if you only want 2 of the cards. It is what it is. You can buy singles and all that stuff, but this is an OCG product, of course, so keep that in mind, right? So we don't even know if we're going to get this structure deck here in the TCG. We might just get the 2 new cards and the alt arts printed into another bigger set, like a Battles of Legend type set or some other, something down the line. Hopefully we get it sooner rather than later, because let's face it, like Dogmatica and specifically branded, they are not that far away. Specifically branded for sure, but even even Ecclesia and Dogmatica being even a supplementary engine for other decks. Like if it got like the right kind of piece, we could really be looking at something spicy there. We've really never seen any super awesome culminations of both of these archetypes kind of pairing together. Maybe there's a world where these 2 cards do a phenomenal job at allowing players to actually play a combined version of the decks, right? Like a branded, Dogmatica deck and play them together. Who knows? I don't know. It might be one Dogmatica card, one branded card. Maybe it's something that ties them together and kind of factors in as, support for both at the same time. I have no idea. It's only 2 new cards. I also was under the impression that we might get more Dogmatica / branded / lore, the ALBAZ lore stuff in the most recent core set, Doom of Dimensions. But we haven't had that revealed yet. We still have a lot of slots open in that set. But with this confirmation of this product, it makes me wonder, like, are we actually getting that? Because Sky Striker was the first one. It got 2 cards after being in the first, the Chronicles. And now we have 2 cards confirmed here. So are we actually getting ALBAZ in Doom of Dimensions? I have no idea now. I'm really not sure. But we got to keep our eyes peeled. It's still exciting news if you're a fan of either of these archetypes. Anyway, I've never really been the biggest fan of branded myself. I'm I'm definitely a bigger fan of the Dogmatica archetype and what they can do to capitalize on them. But still, I know there's a ton of people who love Branded, and still a lot of people like Dogmatica as well. So this is definitely going to pique a lot of people's interest. But very big night for news, honestly. So let me know your thoughts on everything. Let me know your thoughts on the brand new, light Pyro guy, how he factors into canine type decks, or maybe even something else potentially as well. Uh, off the top of my head, like Crystron plays with fives, even though they lock you into machines, but like they play with fives and they have a continuous spell they get to pretty easily. Cyber Dragon's probably another one, right? They go through their continuous spells now fairly consistently with their combos, and they use fives as well. So maybe there's a couple of other options, and both those archetypes might end up playing Canine as well anyway. So maybe he factors in there. Let me know your thoughts on the new Burst Protocol archetype or core set. Just based on the name, do you think is there another archetype other than Rockets and Altergeist that kind of make you think about this one? What could be in the core set? Who knows? And then lastly, let me know your thoughts on this. What you'd want to see from the two new cards for the ALBAZ / Ecclesia lore. Very, very fun stuff. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel for more things Yu-Gi-Oh! News down the line. Like we've been on, I think we're still on 54 cards unrevealed for the core set and 20-ish days. Like, ton of stuff's coming. I'll keep you posted on everything as it comes. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and we'll get to those as they drop. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.